Hello, Gemini. This is your full moon in Aquarius reading. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node placements. I'll do a modified Kilter cross followed by an oracle message from the Moonology deck. Okay, let's get started. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Lots of powerful energy at this time of the full moon, because this also includes the energies of the Lionsgate portal and the Aquarius full moon, or full moon in Aquarius is, I'm not going to take all of those. Full moon in Aquarius is on the 8th or the 9th, depending on where you are. Okay. So, Gemini. Gemini. You know what? I don't know if it's this. This is a new deck for me. I think it's called Vintage Tarot, something like that. But so far, so I started at Aries, moving through Pisces. I don't know if it's this deck or if there's something about this energy that is having a hard time coming out, being known, being expressed. I don't know. Okay. Oh! But here we are. The sun. Coming out, being expressed, illuminated. But there you are. I love this card. Oh my God. This is about being, who you were meant to be. Being authentic. Shining your bright soul light. Being who you were meant to be before anyone came along and programmed you to believe what they believe, or dimmed your light. So that is lovely. Okay, let's see. Temperance is at the bottom of the deck. Did I say out loud this is the sun? Sun. Okay. Client told me, they listen rather than watch. And so when I don't say call out the card, they're not sure what's going on. So I'm trying to improve my delivery. So we have the sun here. That's you. Temperance at the bottom of the deck, followed by death. Ooh. Followed by the Lovers, followed by the Four of Wands. And then the Four of Cups. Okay, making a choice. I think you're doing you. Getting in touch with yourself, being in touch with yourself. Your inner child, maybe just really getting to know the real you for the first time. And there's a healing element to this, where some things are going to have to go, and then new choices are going to have to be made, in what it is that you want for your life to bring you love, joy, stability, happiness. What is crossing Gemini? What's crossing you? Gemini. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of like, well, I know I want to build something. I know I want to start something. I know that there's an opportunity here for me. And I want it to be strong, solid, stable, long lasting. And you're kind of like at a standstill, right? Like we're going in super slow mo, slow mo, slow mo to do that. Yeah. Not really, not really. Mm, what do I want to say? Not really being. I mean, maybe there's an offer coming towards you. Or some quick moving energy. But either you're being quiet about it or that other entity is being quiet about it. There's something unknown here. Something is not quite clear. Maybe that's whether it's your own sense of clarity, you know, what do you want? Where are you going? Or you don't know what the other wants, whoever the other could be. All right, what is Gemini conscious of? What is Gemini conscious of? God, I love the colors in this deck. The red is just really sticking out to me today. I don't know what today is. What's today? Today is it's Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know. Oh, it's Thursday. Come on, little cards. Where are you? All right, here we go. What are you conscious of? Yeah. Okay. We've got the Hierophant and the Six of Pentacles. Hierophant relating to Taurus. But also kind of, it's like the beliefs and the traditions that have been, you know, passed down. Ew. I just went ooh because I just suddenly got like, maybe you have or had a belief that you had to beg or you weren't worthy. You just got breadcrumbs of whatever this is. On the other hand, we have the Hierophant. This guy is considered, you know, a young Hierophant. We have the Hanged Man at the bottom of the deck. Knight of Swords, Queen of Cups, ew. Seven of Swords, King of Swords. I don't know why. I'm just going to say this. I think you recognize that you need a change. You need to take a time out and go slow. Did I already say something about going slow? That you need a time to make a change in your perspective and in your beliefs and what you've been taught, you know, potentially by your parents. Well, obviously by your parents. The beliefs that have been handed down to you, which can be like, I mean, this can be a card of codependency as well. This can represent, you know, something, you know, traditional marriage, so codependency in relationships, only deserving breadcrumbs, only allocating out breadcrumbs, being the breadcrumber. I don't know. But you know that as you're changing and returning to your true self, this is a slow process. And you're choosing it, which is good. Which is good. What was in the subconscious? Yeah. Look at this. Look at all this energy. Holding on, you know, maintaining boundaries. I'm just getting the sense that this person is like just really like protecting themselves, like almost like holding themselves together for dear life. Like I can't, I don't want to break in this process, you know. You know, oftentimes when we're doing this like deep work, well, I'll just share from my experience, first as a client in therapy and then now as a therapist. You know, when I first started doing my own personal work, God, how long ago was that? 21 years ago, I guess. I knew the day that I was around 18, 19 years old. And I knew, I'll never forget that day. Like I was being raised by Crazy Town. I'll just say that. And I just had that like 1,000-yard stare, and I turned and looked forward, and in my imagination I zipped up a coat of armor and I said to myself, I'll never forget it, I was walking to a football game. I said to myself, wow, I am really going to need therapy someday. But that is not today. And I just zipped up that coat of armor. And then fast forward to when I was around, well, whatever 21 years ago would have been. I don't know. Maybe I don't know how old it was. Anyway, somewhere in my 30s, I went to a therapist and I wanted to talk about, how I ended up divorced, but I brought my own box of Kleenex thinking she wouldn't possibly have enough to deal with what I had to bring to the table or into the room. And I, again, in my mind's eye, I unzipped the armor and I was like, oh my God, this is gonna really freaking hurt. But I did it. And I know now as a therapist how scary it can be to start unraveling and pulling back the layers and the layers and the layers and getting honest with yourself about, the pains and the wounding and all of this stuff. And that's what I'm getting from this guy here. Like, oh, I just want to keep myself together. But if you're doing the work, 5 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. It's scary and you can feel alone and hobbled and this also could be Queen of Pentacles after that with, what else do we got here? Okay, 3 of Cups, the Hermit. I don't know, Gemini, maybe there is some issues around resources right now for you. Because we have all this pentacle stuff, right? So you're really wanting to maintain, and conserve your resources, time, money, energy, so that you don't end up in a space of, feeling lack or feeling abandoned. Maybe again, right? Okay. So in the past, Wheel of Fortune. This is generally a card of expansion. What do we got? Ugh. 5 of Swords, the High Priestess, the Moon again. Okay, what is all this? I'm hearing this song, did I hear this recently? It's like, it's something Turn the Page. I need to look up these lyrics. Let me look. I'm doing that right now. These readings are more challenging for me, and I my guess is because there's just like some really profound and brand new energies like within this time here, things that we've never experienced before. So I don't know, but let me just see if I can figure out what this song, because it came up the other day, I think. What's the lyric? Okay. Bob Seger. I couldn't remember his name. Yeah. Let me see if I turn the page lyrics. Now I gotta know. On a long and lonesome highway east of Omaha, you can listen to the engine moaning out his one-note song. You can think about the woman or the girl you knew the night before, but your thoughts will soon be wandering the way they always do when you're riding 16 hours and there's nothing there to do, and you don't feel much like riding. You just wish the trip was through. Here I am on the road again. There I am on the stage. Here I go playing star again. There I go. Turn the page. Like, okay, so like, I feel like you don't want to do this cycle again. Right, so we had the Five of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Now we have the Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Like, which is, fives are about change, right? And this is the Wheel of Fortune. That's all about change, right? And I'm just feeling like, because of that song, and this was tripping me up, but because that song came to me, I feel like, no, you don't, you're doing all of this because you don't want to do that thing that you used to do again. But maybe you will. Maybe you will. But if you hold on too tight to some control, all of these signs are the fixed signs. They don't like change. Okay, so we've got Taurus, and my damn signs, my three, so Taurus, that's my moon. Leo, that's my Venus. Scorpio, that's my rising. Aquarius, that's my nothing. But I don't like change. I've had to work so hard to accept that I'm set up for major changes all the fucking time. And it's annoying. But I've had to learn to roll with it. And I've learned that if I try to hold on too tightly to something that needs to change, I will hurt myself in that process. And so this is important that you can let go of something so that you can let go of the cycle as well. Stop fighting. Stop fighting it. Put it down. Put down the swords. Whatever that is. There's something about secrets back here. I don't know what it is. I promise you. Whatever it is, you're not alone. And, someone out there can help you through it. Wow, this thing has gone off the rails, getting deep. Okay. And I don't have time for this. What in the world am I doing? Okay. Yeah, here we go again. All right, well, the Hanged Man, this is the future, okay? So choosing to put yourself in a position where you're allowing more information, more clarity, enlightenment, new perspectives of getting a paradigm shift to, okay, these are both related to Pisces. Knight of Swords. This is really going within. And why the Knight of Swords? I don't know. Let me see. Knight of Swords. What is that all about? Yeah, and then Temperance again. Temperance at the bottom of the deck. Oh, Two of Cups. Nine of Swords. 10 of Cups. My God. And then 4 of Cups. I don't know if this is a part of you, the Knight of Swords, or if it's someone else. Coming in swiftly, communicating something, maybe angrily, maybe rashly, wanting you to, like, come on, hurry up. But you don't have to do that. In fact, you go, I tell my clients, we're going to go as fast as the slowest part of you can go. That's it. That's, I learned that from one of my supervisors, and I thought that was such a great little pearl to offer a client, because it is scary. Or is this a part of you that's saying, like, hurry up, like, come on, let's because if we don't get going here and we're staying in this limbo land, we might miss out on 2 of Cups. It's kind of getting worried about that. I don't know. I'm really curious to see what the Moonology message will be for you, but let's get a card of advice for you. Gemini. I almost said Aries, so I'm sorry if I did throughout the reading. I don't think I did, but I don't know. Maybe because he kind of reminds me of Aries energy. Mars, a little bit. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Ooh, Justice. Bottom of the deck, 9 of Swords, 10 of Cups again. Eight of Pentacles. All right. Gemini, this, I feel, I don't even want to say this, but I'm going to say for some people, this is, you know, you reap what you sow. In this life, right? We make decisions and then, okay. So what do you want to reap? What are the consequences of maybe some choices that you don't want to go around again? What are those? Like, you get, and also maybe for others or for you as well, this was always going to be a part of your journey, and have faith. Have faith over fear. You know, that this was just part of your soul's growth, your journey, your karma. And it's just playing out. You know, some of us have tougher journeys, you know. Nine of Swords is faith over fear. Ten of Cups, right? Remaining hopeful that the future is bright. The dreams. Eight of Pentacles, self-mastery. Keep doing your work. Okay, let's get... You know, I sat down with the intention of like breezing through these readings because I don't really have a lot of time, and trying to get through each one within at least 15 minutes or about 15 minutes, and it doesn't look like that energy is here. Okay, well, look at that. Meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. Look at that. I said there is lots of Pisces here in this future position. Meditate and contemplate. What is at the bottom of the deck? Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. So you may have really gotten serious about this process for yourself during the new moon in Leo a couple of weeks ago. I don't know. But meditate and contemplate. Okay. New moon in... Pisces is our north node right now. Yeah. Maybe this is why we have Justice here. Wheel of Fortune. You know, these are our destiny, karma cards for sure. Okay. This card speaks of dreams and romance, of soulmates and poetry. It suggests there's a new start coming your way that's connected to a matter that leaves you feeling somewhere between having your head in the clouds and being in a totally altered state. There could be confusion and disappointment if that's what you've had before, and that's what you're expecting. However, if you're onto a good thing, then wish hard, because the words of your soul and your heart could help bring about the manifestation of your dreams. If all that sounds a little wet and watery, then that's Pisces for you. This is the last sign of the zodiac, and the new moon in Pisces card can suggest a last-ditch chance to make your dreams come true. I think maybe that's what that Nine of Swords is about. Like, you may be thinking, or maybe even that song coming up, like you may be thinking, oh, gotta hurry up, I gotta, you know, okay. Maybe it is. Use your feelings to guide your way. Logic won't work right now. Additional meanings for this card: face your fears. They may be holding you back. This situation is being healed. It's time to surrender to the divine. Chant Om Namo Narayani, I think. That's how you say it. Avoid being deceptive or willingly deceived. Yeah, that, I didn't say it out loud, but there's the Seven of Swords is lurking back there. And yeah, so wow, Gemini. Okay, I hope this was helpful for you. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.